that very clear. We don't emphasize it enough. Christ himself, in his words in the gospel, says the sheep and the goats will be separated. It makes it very clear that there will be a final judgment. We need to live in that context, not burdened, but guided in the light of his truth.
Well said, Bishop Strickland. Because of this historic day with the Supreme Court, making this decision so that the abortion issue will now go to states, I'm wondering for all of us here to be thanking God for this special day to protect the unborn. What would you recommend? Visits to the Blessed Sacrament, a rosary, and maybe get to a Mass of Thanksgiving, because this is really a big, huge thing, especially for the little unborn babies. And before I ask that last question, I'm going to say it's going to be good for our country, even on the natural level, because it's hard to run a business without customers. And all those little kids coming in are going to be consumers. They're going to need houses. They're going to need cars. They're going to need clothing. And so even on the natural side, it's a win-win situation. So what type of Thanksgiving would you recommend people do?
Well, Terry, you already mentioned some great choices. Praying a rosary, going to a Mass. Yeah. Just taking some time to pray in Thanksgiving as a family. Mainly taking the time to focus on the sanctity of life. Amen. And being grateful for, who knows, the more lives that we can save, the more images and likeness of God with great talents, with great abilities. Who knows what in God's mind the plan is for them to offer to the world if we will just accept his gift and quit rejecting it.
Well said. Thank you so much, Bishop Strickland, for this special edition of the Bishop Strickland Hour. You can get all the podcasts by going to vmpr.org. And may God richly bless you and your family. Thanks for all your support here.
As we approach the anniversary of our nation's founding, let us give thanks for the freedoms we are blessed with today. Our church, country, and families are faced with many challenges. Strong faith and prayers are desperately needed to overcome and to nourish the hope for peace in our hearts, homes, and country. All are invited to pray for the intercession of Immaculate Mary, patroness of the United States, through a patriotic prayer hour. A patriotic rosary will be held at St. Patrick Cathedral in Fort Worth, with prayer for our nation and our church on Monday, June 27th at 7 p.m.
Is your facility in need of additional meeting or classroom space, but there's no room in the budget to add on to the building? I'm Glenn Trahan, owner of Modern Fold Door and Specialties and proud sponsor of KATH 910 AM. Modern Fold Door and Specialties can solve your space division problems by installing operable walls to create additional spaces. We also provide repair and service. You can contact us at 214-357-2572 for a free consultation or trwfamily.com. God bless.
The 14th Annual Summer Speaker Series event is Thursday evening, July 21st at the Frontiers of Flight Museum in Dallas with guest speaker Bishop Joseph Strickland.
I would hope that during these years we can work to evangelize all the politicians, to have an army of Catholic politicians who are truly Catholic and committed to every aspect of living as the body of Christ.
Tickets are $75 each and include delicious hors d'oeuvres and wine. Visit summerspeakerseries.com to get your tickets today.
Hello, my name is
Welcome to Back to the Father, a show about the journey of life focused on our final end, which is God Himself, our loving Father. And now, here's your host, Dave Palmer.
And hi, welcome to this edition of the Back to the Father program here on the Guadalupe Radio Network. I'm Dave Palmer, as Stan just said, and this is a show which we do most Fridays. We've been kind of moving the time around a little bit. This is a new time, 1 o'clock Central. We focus on the teachings of the angelic doctor, St. Thomas Aquinas, in his writings in the Summa Theologia. And we always pick a different topic, sometimes related to things going on in the world or just something that seems of interest to us. And we are glad that you're here. So if you're watching us on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook, be sure to comment and participate in the program, and we'll be sure to read your comments and let everybody else know what you said, and then also respond to it as well. All right, so yeah, my name is Dave, and wow, what a difference a week makes. Last week we had Adrian Fonseca on from Houston. We had Daniel who's here. He's the steady and true one. William Kirkendall, who now is on vacation, but triumphantly returning. And of course, Diane. Diane was here last week, and she's here this week as well. Waving at you there in the background. But we have the triumphant return of Sissel Anderson and Jonathan von Weber-Hansberg.
Woo-hoo.
You guys are just kind of, is that like a contract? Like if one of you is out, you have to both of you be out?
We will not refuse to not work together.
Yeah, exactly.
Normally you have like a contract where you refuse to work with somebody.
Right.
We're
You're
like,
either both here or neither here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
so
we had a meeting about this. Yeah.
Jonathan's is kind of boring. I mean, not nothing boring about a wedding, but not quite as exciting as going to Scandinavia. I mean, let's be serious, okay?
Well, I mean, wedding.
Yeah. Okay.
Weddings are fun.
Yeah,
actually.
that's a great point you make, because in the big picture, what you did was more important. Because
that's right. That's what I'm going for.
This was
it's a sacred bond,
I mean, I came back in time for my friend's wedding. I quite literally.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
So that's Daniel there to the left. My left, your right. Everybody's left? I don't know, whatever. Yeah, to the left. Jonathan, and then Sissel went to Norway and Sweden and...
Oh, wait, you took all those...
Denmark.
And Denmark,
so
yeah.
cool.
Yes,
I've always wanted to go to Denmark.
Yeah. So, okay, she's got something. She's show and tell. She's got something. She's down and she's up. Yeah, and she's got...
This seemed like it was going to go better.
Now, the first thing that comes to your mind when you say that, Daniel, what's just, what...
Besides the fact that I look fantastic.
Why does it say Denmark?
That's how they say
that's where
Denmark.
They don't know how to spell their country
Yeah, it's
name?
the country of Daniel. I did it in honor of Daniel, obviously.
Did they really spell it differently?
Apparently, yeah.
Because they don't even know how to spell
I was
their
only
own
there for
country's
like
name.
36 hours.
So it says Denmark.
Yeah, that's how I saw it everywhere there. So I'm
Really?
assuming that's how they.
Well, why would we change it? I mean, we can handle
Listen, we
Denmark.
call football soccer. So,
But-
I mean.
Dave, obviously they're wrong, and they just
might
misspelled
be
it.
Yeah, I never knew that. It's like going to Canada and it's like, oh, welcome to Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, or Canada. I mean, just like
Canada.
a totally different spelling. It's like, why don't we just honor their spelling?
Yeah,
Well, I
according
think-
to the Danish spelling of Denmark is Denmark.
Denmark.
Well, it's kind of like with Germany is Deutschland. Where do we get Germany from?
Yeah. Interesting. So your takeaways, other than getting a cool hat, I thought she was like dressed up like the devil.
Yeah, I come in with the
looked like a
hat. I'm all
demon.
triumphant, like, look at my cute hat. And he's like, is that a devil?
All I've done is criticize it.
I was like, I am insulted.
You got
my
horns
hat's
growing out of
insulted.
your head. I mean, come
It's
on.
a
Red hair.
Viking hat.
Okay.
Anyhow, yeah. So it's a Viking hat. Although supposedly, according to my brother, that the Viking they did not originate this type of helmet. Yeah. So it's kind of a ripoff.
Historically incorrect.
It is historically incorrect. So I just want to give full disclosure here. We are a historically accurate show for the most part.
Yeah, what is it called when you like take on somebody else's culture that you don't?
yeah,
appropriation. Is that what it
cultural
is?
appropriation. I
Yeah,
think.
but you've got some of that in you though, right? So you can do that. And I'm a quarter
yes,
Finnish.
I
so
am.
I
I
could
am
do it.
a quarter Norwegian. So
Okay. All right.
my brother
nice.
went to Finland. That's the one we didn't get to, but yeah, we drove through Scandinavia, which was quite an adventure. It's very beautiful there.
I've always wanted to go. That's like out of all the places in Europe, Denmark is really one of the places.
Yeah.
I wanna
Denmark
go
is.
to.
I will say, I would not advise driving in Copenhagen, for the simple fact that everyone bikes. I get nervous when there's one biker on the road here in Dallas.
Yeah.
Imagine 1,000, and you're trying to make a right-hand turn,
Yeah.
and they're all like
Oh my
coming
god!
past you.
So it's like when you come across one of those bike races, or when there's like a
Yes,
whole bunch
when-
of people racing and they got the streets blocked off and
Yes.
everything. But it's like that all the time.
Except
over
for
there.
there's no streets blocked off.
Right.
They have bike
Yeah.
lanes, but not all streets have bike lanes there.
They have that.
So
They have that all the time where I live because there's no sidewalks, so all the bikers are just
Oh,
on
no.
the street.
man.
I know. Yeah. Share the road, brother.
least they
Share the
come and
road.
Share the road.
That's what they say.
from the Catholic perspective, it was interesting. We were in Bergen, which is the second largest city in Norway, and how many Catholic churches do you think there were there?
Like one or two. I mean, it's a very Protestant nation, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
one.
One.
Catholic church in Bergen. Now it had like 8 masses in different languages.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, Interesting. Random trivia for you today. That was not. I should have saved that one for my trivia.
Oh yeah. Real quick, is it true that Scandinavia is just 99% moss and rocks?
Moss and rocks.
I heard that's just.
Really?
It's just their nature is moss and. I mean, I think that's awesome. Like, because moss and rocks is my favorite thing ever.
Wait, I'm confused.
It sounds like a name of a band
yeah,
or
it does
something.
sound like a name of a band. I was like, wait.
I thought you were going to say 99 points. I thought you were going to say like that percent. Like,
are you saying
white.
it was mostly undeveloped?
Well, no, just like in terms, if you go out into like the wilderness,
Yes.
it's just moss and rocks.
Sure, and trees.
Yeah, I guess a little bit trees.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the pictures I've always seen, it's just like big
we drove
rocks
through a
with
very
moss.
mountainous area when we went. So yeah, very very beautiful.
Somebody's asking that you sing opera.
Okay.
Is that kind of a
okay
look? Is
No, because I think
John Bruce, by the way.
No, yes. Hold on a second. There is one of the classic. Opera singers did used to wear something like this.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
know.
it's like.
Yeah,
he's
I
talking
forgot
about
about that.
I'm trying to remember what
Why
era.
would
Where
they
did
do
it come
that?
from? I don't know.
Because they're
It's
weird.
opera,
They
Dave.
look like
Opera's
Vikings?
opera.
They look like the devil?
Why did in Shakespeare's time? Why did men play women? We don't know.
Why did they wear tight pants?
We don't.
Well, I know why men played women in Shakespeare's time, because most of the actors were men.
Yeah, well, no, I
Yeah.
know that, but I'm saying these
Yeah.
are like life's big questions.
Oh, okay. Now, speaking of Shakespeare, you led into this so nicely.
Oh, you're welcome.
Was there any kind of tribute to Hamlet, Prince of Denmark, or did you see any references to him? Or
That's a good question. I don't remember seeing that. When we were in Denmark, what we saw the most of was Hans Christian Andersen.
Oh, really?
Because there's a statue of the Little Mermaid in the water. And so everywhere you go, there was like little things of him. Randomly, though, when we were in Oslo, we turned a corner. We were in like a castle in Oslo. Turned a corner, and who was there a statue of but FDR?
What?
Franklin Delano Roosevelt?
Yes.
Really? Why?
We never figured it out.
That's random.
What?
I swear, we were next to this like historic monument. Turn a corner, and we're like, "Oh, this must be like the president. The former king or something." We walk over, and we're like,
Yeah.
"That's Roosevelt."
Yeah.
Interesting. And then when I went down the Danube River on a boat, there was Salzburg, Austria.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who would you think there would be a big statue of in Salzburg? Yeah, Mozart.
They're obsessed.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's also a big city with the Sound of Music.
Yes,
because
of course.
that's where that was based. So yeah, Salzburg was so cool. But yeah, they do have a big statue. Like you're supposed to. There's Mozart or something.
I don't want to get too off topic and too weird, but I have.
Oh dear.
I get a feeling we're going off topic and we're getting weird.
Yeah. But so I have a friend. So he's Chinese and he's been to China a bunch, and there's this one small village in China that he was telling me about, where they have this big statue. It's a bronze statue of a Nazi soldier. And he said he didn't know why at first until he asked around and found out that apparently the Japanese were in that area during World War II and were committing atrocities. And there was just this one Nazi soldier who kind of found the village and found out about the atrocities and just shot all the Japanese people and kind of liberated the village.
Oh, really?
So that one individual soldier was like
Is honored.
glorified as a hero, and they have a statue of him.
Even though he's a Nazi.
Even though he's a Nazi, yeah. Because he saved him. So
that is pretty random. Yeah. That's interesting. All right. Well, thank you for that random and
We learned a lot of tidbits
yeah,
today.
slightly weird. So let's get right back into the main topic here. Back to the topic.
Back to the father.
All right. So we're talking today about anger and hatred. Okay, a couple pleasant topics. Why do you think I chose anger and hatred at this particular time? I mean, why was that just totally random, or why
Is
would
this a
you think?
rhetorical question, or do you want us to
Not
answer?
really. I mean, go ahead, answer. I mean,
Oh,
what do you
because
think?
I know the reason, but
Oh.
you
Yeah.
can. Okay, Daniel can answer.
Because he doesn't know the answer. He doesn't even have a microphone on.
Oh,
That's how.
That's fine.
Oh,
There
we
you go. Now it's on.
You got 5 seconds, by the way, to answer. We're not allowed to have dead air, Daniel. You got to answer quickly here.
Yeah, that doesn't really work.
Okay, so why anger and hatred?
I believe, and you can correct me if you're wrong, that you did it because we had this big moment of Roe v. Wade being overturned last week, and obviously that causes quite a bit of intense emotions happening
Exactly.
all around. And so I think you want to explore the differences between anger and hatred.
Yeah.
I was going to do a simpler version to say because everyone's angry and everyone hates each other.
Yeah.
'Cause that kind of seems to be the case.
There is a lot of hate out there, isn't it?
There
Yeah.
is.
I mean, when hater becomes a popular word in the language, when I was in high school, nobody talked about haters. There was no, I mean, no, not that nobody,
Oh.
you know what I'm talking about? Like, hater,
Haters going to hate.
Oh.
yeah, haters, and it's become just a common word that people are haters, right?
Yeah.
That people hate. So we're going to talk about hatred and anger. If I just threw out the general question, what's the difference between anger and hatred? What would you all say? Are they kind of the same morally? Are they basically the same thing? If you hate somebody and you're angry at somebody, the same thing? Or what would you think? What would be the difference? And you out there in social media land, go ahead and let us know what you think as well. And we'll be sure to read your answers as well. So what do you think?
Well, hatred is like wishing someone harm, right? I mean, if I hated Daniel, I would, want him to get hurt and I want him to die and that kind of thing.
Why did you pick him for that example?
Because he's sitting next to him. I don't know, it just happened to be that way.
I mean, hate, I would say, is willfully wishing evil upon a person and acting in some manner upon that.
Okay.
Whereas
okay.
anger would be just being angry at a person.
You can't use the word in the
temporarily.
definition, though.
Yes, I
know. Angry is being angry at somebody. So,
Yes.
all right. So, yeah, that's pretty much accurate.
Angry is just being irked at something or someone for some occurrence.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. So there's some particular instance that you're angry about. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you hate mosquitoes?
I
Can
sure
we,
do.
or should we?
I was gonna say do we?
Are you allowed to hate mosquitoes?
I have a feeling we're gonna go down this road of
Wow.
everything is
Okay.
part of God's creation and
Yeah.
it's beautiful and,
And we can't
we
hate it.
can't actually hate it. I would say that I would bet that St. Thomas says something along those lines, like we can't actually hate.
But we
Can't
can be
hate it.
angry at it.
We can be angry.
Be angry at a
Because if we,
mosquito.
I
As if
certainly am.
it
Whatever
cares.
emotion, whatever negative emotion I'm allowed towards mosquitoes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually think you can hate a mosquito,
Oh.
and I think he would agree.
So I can hate a cockroach,
in,
too.
In regard to it being like a passion, like the opposite of love is hate in regard to passion. So you can, be drawn to something, you can love it, but then if you, like you might hate a snake, but I might love a snake, so it's just a relative passion that doesn't really have any moral standing. It's just whether you're repulsed by it or you're drawn to it. Yeah. I'm drawn to snakes. You guys might be repulsed by them.
I've sometimes heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I've heard that some translations of like the word hate, like in the Bible, it was more that it was love less than like hate, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like you love it less
Yes,
than
love it less.
something else?
So yeah, not so much that like it is the exact opposite end of love, but more like things you love were above it.
Yeah. I think hate in that regard is more like aversion. You're a grizzly bear comes storming into the studio, and we all hate it in a sense because we love our lives, right?
bear
So we run
Person,
from
like,
it.
man, I hate that bear.
I mean, with this building, I wouldn't be
We
surprised.
do
but
have, what little
Bobcat.
bobcats
We do
running
have a
around,
bobcat
and
pet.
You never know around here.
It could
in the-
happen.
The wilds
Any
of Irving,
moment.
Texas,
Make our
right?
stream very exciting.
Oh,
We
it
would blow
Lots
up really
of views.
quickly.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And
Host mauled to death by.
I do want to, by the way, thank the CDT Catholic Drive Time team
Yes.
because every Friday morning they have now invited me to come on with Joe and Adrian and Rudy and talk about the topic that we'll be talking about, today. So it's a great way to promote, the show. So I don't know if anybody that's watching us on YouTube or Facebook right now is here because of the promo this morning, but we talked about it. Got kind of silly. We were talking about whether you can hate pizza, and especially if somebody puts fruit on it, like pineapple. Does that increase the likelihood that you're going to hate it?
Well, see, as someone who works in pizza,
You're the authority, yes.
yeah, the only two pizzas you can hate are pineapple and anchovies.
Amen.
The rest are
Yes.
sacred.
I think I think I'm in agreement with you there, buddy.
Yes.
Oh boy.
All
Pineapple
right,
on pizza
so-
is an abomination.
Thank you.
What kind of fruit on pizza?
Pineapple on pizza
Yeah,
is
it
an
really
abomination.
is. I like that Hawaiian pizza.
Ugh.
Oh,
Can
my
I throw
goodness.
in the controversy here? I don't mind it. I don't love
Oh.
it, but I don't mind it. I think if it's there, I'll get it. Hey, we have someone who watched this morning.
Oh, is that right?
Hey.
Thank you to I love reading people's usernames. Mad Ruff is what I'm going to nickname you.
All right. Well, welcome. We hope the show is worthy of you coming back and watching it again. So I guess we probably ought to
Mad
get
Ruff
on with the
Ohio
topic.
too. That's what it was.
All right. So moving along, whoever's controlling our PowerPoint presentation. Next slide there is Thomas Aquinas. Of course, it's all based on him. You guys don't like when I give Thomas Aquinas quizzes. Okay, because you guys always forget from like week to week. You haven't been here in a month.
Yeah, we had a month. I would put my standards pretty low for what you.
That is true. It's been a while.
What century? Generally
1300s.
1200s, 13th century.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. And as I've said before, Daniel took my class a whole year of 1 hour 15 minutes a week. So we have high expectations.
Maybe half of that at best.
Well, it's all right. It's all right. So all right, here's some images of angry people. The next one there. Or hate-filled people, depending on it. But Thomas, in several different sections of the Summa, talks about hatred and anger. So we're going to go through some of these. The next slide there, talking about the passion of hatred. Okay, so we're not going to talk about all of these, but just very quickly, some of them. Okay, so is evil the cause and object of hatred? Okay, is evil the cause and object of hatred? What do you think? Up or down?
Ooh.
That's it.
Up or down?
Wait.
Yes or no?
Ooh.
So is evil the?
I mean, it can be at least.
I'd say yes.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on.
Yeah, because
if
you hate something, there's some evil aspect to it, right?
Yeah.
But then he says in Article 2, is love the cause of hatred? We talked about this before.
Oh,
haven't
but
we?
it could be.
Yeah, right.
Is a cause.
Well,
of
because you
hatred.
have
is
to
a
hate something,
cause.
you have to
Whether
love
evil is
something,
the
right?
cause,
Kind of
and then
idea.
you're-
Yeah.
Because you have to have something to compare it.
Yeah, well, we
Yeah.
used the example before of like, let's say, whatever. So somebody, let's say Sissel really likes some guy, okay, and can I use this example?
Sure, go for it.
Okay, and then some other young lady captures his attention. Okay, so Sissel could hate that. Let's just say she comes to the point of hating that woman, right? The only reason
Shallow
she
Sissel.
hated her is because of her love for the guy, right? So otherwise, she's indifferent to that lady. If she walks by her in the mall, there's no hate. It's only because of a love that she hates. If somebody, God
makes
forbid,
sense.
were
Right.
to do something horrible to one of my kids, I hate that only because I love my kid, right? So everything starts with love. So
Makes sense.
And that's kind of cool.
But how did you know, Dave?
How did I know about the guy?
Yeah.
Is it okay?
I'm joking.
Yeah, did you meet some Scandinavian guy?
Oh yeah, things. But then this,
Tall
but
Scandinavian.
then this
Then
like
some Scandinavian woman.
some
Yeah.
Scandinavian woman came up. He didn't see the Scandinavian woman here. Yeah, no.
All right. Is hatred stronger than love? So imagine like the last time you had a feeling of hatred, and that emotion welled up in you, okay? And then the last time you felt stronger than like love. Which one was stronger? What's stronger, hatred or love?
They're pretty evenly balanced, but
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
I
That's
don't know
hard.
that I feel a lot of hatred.
Hatred's such a strong
I
like
know
it is.
And
emotion.
it should be, yeah.
It should be. I would say probably love. Or I don't know if it counts this way, but I'd say in the moments maybe that I have hatred, if I don't know if that's exactly what it was, but I would say that it was very short moments. Whereas with love, it's longer and more
Well,
all the time.
More enduring.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. Well, not necessarily the opposite, but there are some things I really hate and don't like. And when I think about those things, my chest gets all like, tight. And I feel like my blood pressure is going to explode my veins. I get a headache and I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, that doesn't sound very healthy.
I was gonna say.
It sounds like you're about to
You need to, like, maybe
blow up or something. Okay,
Yeah.
so here's the explanation. Okay,
Okay.
love is stronger than hatred because love is the cause of hatred, and a cause is always stronger than its effect.
Oh, yeah. that
Okay,
makes sense.
so an effect can't be stronger than a cause, right? Because
Okay.
it comes from the effect comes from the cause,
Real
right?
quick, though. So
Thermodynamics.
what's the what do you mean by stronger, though? I should have asked that. I'm just curious. Like, do you mean like in like a feeling sense or like?
Yeah, I think more powerful, more it's
Driving.
yeah. It is a word that's kind of nuanced, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like more, yeah. You're not supposed to ask those kind of questions, Jonathan. Come on.
Sorry.
We're on a roll. No, it's a good question.
We can cut that out.
We'll cut it out of the live
Go
stream.
back in the editing process. And, that would maybe
No one
look kind of
saw that.
stupid. Take
That's
that
good,
one
like
out.
an education.
No,
re-education camp.
it's a good question. Yeah. So stronger. I just think, I don't know.
Like more of like a passion, like a stronger passion, like a
Yeah, and I
driving
don't know
force.
about like the intensity, because somebody could feel love and then hatred, but love still was the you could love someone like, okay, in Sissel's example, she loves the guy on a scale of 10 to at a 4, but her hatred of that woman was like an 8.
Yeah.
But love is still stronger because it's still it still created a huge effect.
Oh, I see. Because the love
It's
created.
whether-
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Is the stronger part in relation to the emotional attachment to love or hatred, or is it another factor or measurement, I guess you could say?
Are you following that?
I was answering a comment. Sorry, Daniel.
Oh, Sissel, counting on
sorry,
you.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
wait, run that by me again, Daniel. Say that
So
again.
basically, it's.
Probably like the 1 minute I was writing a
any
comment.
Oh,
excuse.
now I've forgotten where I was
Are you
at.
actually telling us like what these comments are? Or are you in a private conversation?
I'm in a
Just
private
around.
conversation.
Okay.
I'm having a chat over
Does
here.
it even have to do with the show, or is
Adrian
this
just said,
like?
welcome back, Sissel, and I wrote thanks. And in that time, I look up and you're all staring at me like, what do you think, Sissel? I was like, really?
I'll tell you real quickly a funny story. And
Blame Adrian.
I promise we'll get back to you, Daniel. Okay, so
You have time to think now.
One time I was doing a live a show on the Guadalupe Radio Network. It was a network-wide show, right? And I had a guest on, and somebody called in, and the caller said, "Yeah, my question is," and they start going over it, and I get distracted, and I'm doing this is before the days you're on videos, so nobody sees you, and so I'm answering texts. I'm not really paying attention. So then the caller finishes their question. And the guest said, "Dave, I am so sorry. I didn't hear that question. What can you repeat it?" And I'm like, "Oh man, I have no idea."
I'm sorry, the signal was really shaky, and they dropped out a bit.
I could use Sissel's example. I'm sorry, I was answering a question. So anyway, okay, can you rephrase that, Daniel?
Yes.
Great, I lost my train of thought.
He doesn't even remember the question.
No, that's ADHD for you. Okay, then.
Okay, this is
Moving
not.
on. We're just going to move on.
We're gonna move on.
Does anyone in the comments remember the question?
I know.
Play back the recording.
God remembers the question. That's it. He may be the only one.
I
Okay,
promise.
so we're going to move on now. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Can a man hate himself?
No.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
This is why we have to work together. We can't not be.
That's right. So you say no. Why not?
I say no because you're made in the image and likeness of God, so you can't hate that.
Yes, you can.
You
But see,
can't.
the
I don't
damned
think
in
you
hell
can.
hate themselves.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But they're in,
Well,
but they're in hell.
Officially,
Still-
officially, it's always kind of like yes, but no. A man, a man can only will the good for himself. Okay, that's why everything we do is for our good. I mean, either perceived good or a real good, right?
Exactly.
That's why we eat. That's why we have friends. That's why every moment we're trying to do something, and also self-preservation is a very strong instinct, right? But accidentally, you might hate like decisions you made. You might like, that was stupid. Why'd I do that? But I think if we just had to say yes or no, I think Sis would be right. You can't hate yourself.
Okay. But what about that? So would the souls in hell count? Because they kind of don't they hate their existence and they hate God for having made them and having condemned them
I don't
to
think you
this?
can hate your existence. I mean,
'cause-
accidentally, it's like if you, everybody wants to be alive, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you will.
Well, but if
so
you're in hell-
existence itself and existence and goodness are kind of like the same thing. Anything that exists is good, right? So
Well, yeah.
it's kind of you think like, gosh, if you're like burning in hell, can you say like, well, I still appreciate my existence, but accidentally not so? I mean,
Yeah.
I'd
I'd rather not exist. I mean,
I know, but yeah, I don't know.
I still appreciate my existence.
I mean, if you're in hell, would you rather not exist or continue to
Yeah.
exist in that state?
Yeah, is existence so good that even in the torture of flames, I mean, I don't know.
This is pretty. That's not so bad.
Well, I mean, it's like if you got
not as bad
if
as
you got
not- I think
terminal
it never
illness, if you got
existed.
terminal illness and your life was misery, that's why a lot of people make the decision to end their life, right? Because they don't think life is worthwhile any longer.
Mm-hmm.
But our teachings, our church would say no. The suffering, even suffering within the midst of suffering, life is good, right?
Yeah. But then hell. I mean, I don't want to get into that whole thing.
Okay.
Upcoming show in the future.
Can a man hate the truth?
Ooh.
That's a crowd pleaser.
Hold on a second.
Yes.
And by the way,
Yeah.
Sizzle, you're totally not keeping up with any comments here.
I
I looked at like, has anybody said anything?
Yes, I have been looking at, but nothing has been like. It's all been like some emojis
like
and
comments
like,
about-
gotta keep up, Sissel, that kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And Adrian saying, "Oof, that was rough." I didn't think that was necessarily to relate until it got to a moment where I could throw it in there.
Yeah, okay, all right. So I'm sorry. I came down on you a little bit harder than necessary. Okay.
I come back, and this is what I treat.
Right after I tell you look like a demon.
Do you have something you need to talk to me about? Do we have a problem here?
All right. So can a person hate the truth?
Yeah, I'd say you could.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of controversy, I'm going to say no.
All right. See, this time Jonathan's right.
Well, you got to flip the coin. It happens.
Because see, you can't hate the good because we're all drawn to the good. Okay, good is the object of the will, right?
Good or perceived.
But but truth can be, it's like kind of like the hard truth, like somebody tells you a truth,
But you don't want to hear it.
you don't want to hear it, even though it's the truth. You could hate it, and you don't always appreciate it. Like, oh well, thank you for telling me I look ugly today. I mean,
Thank you for telling me my hat looks like devil ears.
Yeah,
Devil horns.
yeah. It was
horns.
a hard truth.
It was. You know what?
And
It was.
you had to know it,
I don't.
Sissel.
I'm going to question the truth aspect of it. But anyhow.
Okay, I like the next one. Can anything be the object of universal hatred?
Yes.
And I have jokes, but it's more political, so I'm not going to say.
Yeah,
it.
Right,
But,
say
yeah,
it.
it's like people like
Say
like,
it again. Also, Adrian said, "How can I look like a demon if demons don't have a body?"
Oh, there you go. But they can assume bodies.
Okay.
Mic drop right
And
there.
they can assume bodies.
They can assume a Viking
Okay.
body, not the little Viking hat.
Yeah, with
So
little
the
and it-
demons look like us.
Yeah, interesting.
All right. Can
Can anything be?
Yeah.
Now this is interesting. Can anything be the object of universal hatred? And this goes back, I think, to Daniel said something very brilliant. Not your question, but something you said before that. Okay, where he said something along the lines of anger is about something in particular.
Yeah.
Right. So, and what they're going to get at here is that you can hate sin universally, right? Like, and sin can come in a lot of different forms, right? But anger is about like a particular thing. Like I can say, I hate all cats. You probably shouldn't say that, but but universally. But you're not going to be angry at all cats. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, how can you be angry at all the cats in the world? But you can hate them all.
That would be where I
But then
stand.
What
You
is
hate
wrong
all-
with
you
you?
hate all
But
the
you can
cats?
also hate
Cats
a
I've never
particular
gotten on.
thing.
Yeah, but hate. Well, yeah, but I'm just saying. But they're saying can hate be universal?
So like you okay, so what you're saying is that I could hate Toby the cat, but I can't hate all the cats.
No, you can hate.
No, I
things-
can't
you-
hate all the
you
cats. I can be
You
wait.
can.
You can hate. You can.
But can I also hate one cat? Hold on a second.
Can you hate
Why
one
is this
cat?
so
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Okay, so
No,
I can hate all cats. I can hate one cat, but I can't be angry at all cats.
Exactly. Yeah,
Got it.
I think
I'm
that
caught
would
up
be
now.
right. Okay,
I'm caught up now.
if brighter minds than me want to weigh in on this,
Adrian says that cats are literally Satan incarnate. Just saying.
yeah.
No,
I
they're
kind of
not.
have-
What is wrong with you people?
I also kind of have a problem with cats. I do try to be nice to them, but like they have not been nice to me.
Yeah, I don't like cats in a universal sense. Just the idea of a cat, I don't like. But the individual
In a
ones,
universal sense.
I do like cats individually. I mean, we've had cats; they're kind of fun. But something about them creeps me out.
Also, Adrian's asking what part of the Summa / question and articles are we in right now?
Okay, question 29. This is in prima secunda. Okay, so you've got prima pars, which is the first part, and then of course part 2 has 2 parts. This is the first part of the second part of the Summa. Okay, so we're going to move now to let's see, we probably ought to move a little bit faster here, but I say to myself, okay, now here, is it possible for anyone to hate God?
Yes.
Oh wow, that
Yes.
was like like nothing.
I think so.
So you think you can hate God?
I mean, I wouldn't say that you could hate God. I think it would be in the souls of hell.
Now look at the
Again.
very next
say
question
no.
says, is hatred of God the greatest sin? So that
Oh,
would
so
seem to
apparently
lead
it's
to
the-
kind of give you an answer to the one
Yeah.
before that,
All
right? You can't hate God. God's universal. I mean, God is goodness. right? I mean, God, by definition, one of his attributes is that he is goodness. And you can't hate goodness, but you can hate things related to God, like the teachings, of the church that flow from God in this church. So you can kind of accidentally hate them. I know a friend of mine. He texted me the other day and said he's now an agnostic, and I said, well, why? And all the stuff going on in the church and the Pope and all that. And I said, well, you're taking stuff that the Pope did, and now you don't believe in God. And why would you? Clearly there's a relationship there, but I'm saying that shouldn't have anything to do with your belief in God. But see what he's a perfect example of this.
Yeah.
So he's hating something related to God, but he can't hate God himself. Okay. Is hatred of God the greatest sin?
If it's not, it's certainly up there.
Certainly, definitely top two, top three. Top three sins you need to know.
I know I'm the only married person around here, but would you rather, if you're married, would you rather have your spouse be angry at you or hate you?
Be angry at you.
Yeah, I mean, because angry is kind of come and go. Hatred, just like somebody said, it just it's kind of icky,
Yeah.
So I would say yes, it's the greatest sin.
Well, the three theological virtues: faith, hope, and charity. It's the sins. The opposite of those are the greatest sins. Okay, so unbelief would be opposite of faith. Despair is the opposite of hope, and hatred is the opposite of love. And so if you hate God, that is one of the, and we've talked about this before, it's worse than genocide, it's worse than rape, it's worse than, racism, it's worse than abortion. Which is interesting because people will clearly go on social media, I hate God, or I don't believe in God. You're like, whoa, you just committed one of the worst sins possible.
Yeah, one of the top three sins.
Top three. All right. Okay, so is hatred of one's neighbor always a sin?
Always a sin. Ooh, hatred.
Hatred of one's neighbor.
What has the neighbor done?
One thing I want to get into is that
they made fun of your hat.
So one thing I want to try and clarify here. Is there such thing as righteous hatred, or is hatred always going to be wrong?
I don't think there's such a thing as righteous hatred.
Okay, well, in that case...
Well, other than hating sin.
Well, that's true, yeah. Like hating something that's evil or something like that.
Yeah. But a person cannot be evil in their essence.
You can't. So we can't hate our neighbor even if they're doing something that's sinful.
Could you hate, like, Satan or hate the demons?
That actually came up on... Adrian asked that question this morning on Cabot Drive Time. And how I answered it, and Adrian can jump in if he's with us still, is you can't hate something God created in its essence. Okay, you can't, because it's good. Satan is good in his essence. He is a creature of God, but you can hate him for his decisions. You can hate him for the inordinateness of his will, the effects of what he does to us. You can hate that. So I would say accidentally you can hate Satan, but I don't think you can hate him in his essence.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, then yes, it's always a sin to hate your neighbor. I thought that by myself. I'm a genius.
See, you reasoned through that one, didn't you?
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, you cannot hate your neighbor. It's always a sin. Okay, now this one's interesting. Whether hatred of our neighbor is the most grievous sin against our neighbor. Is that the worst thing that we can do is hate him?
Kill him. It's probably a little bit worse. I don't know. I mean,
you're exactly right. No, but what Thomas says is that he said when you hate somebody, it's an inordinateness of your will. Like you could, but if you hurt them, kill them, like you're talking about. Obviously, that has a greater impact on them and their life than if you just because you hate them.
Yeah, because I mean, if you hate someone, it's more damaging to you than it is to the guy you're hating.
But on the other hand, I could also love you, but accidentally kill you. I run you over in the parking lot. But in that,
watch
are you foreshadowing?
Watch when you leave today, Jonathan.
This is going to show up in court. Well, he did talk about it during the show. 30 minutes before it happened. I won't do that. I promise.
Don't worry.
Okay.
I trust
question,
you. Yeah. So killing somebody isn't always hateful, but hating them is always an act of the will, which is evil.
Should we have charity towards demons?
That's what we just talked about.
Adrian just asked that. Why did he ask it then if we just talked about it?
Was he late?
Yeah, well, I think
Might have been a delay.
Yeah, well, that's what we talked about it on the CDT.
Oh, on CDT. Well, he's asking
So
it here
can we
probably
have
because he
charity towards demons?
Yes, have charity towards demons.
Oh, okay, that's a different question.
I was going to say, I was like, no, we didn't. I swear I would have remembered this.
I'm sorry.
Man, I'm just getting like...
So it's getting a complex. I'm sorry. You're absolutely right.
I'm being gaslit.
And I like your hat now too, by the way. I don't even think it looks like a demon. I think it looks like.
Thank you.
I think it looks like a Viking.
Remember, Thomas had his opinion on lying. Dave.
And I think I like that spelling too.
You can try.
Okay, I don't. Can you have charity towards a demon? Well, they're a creature of God. We should love all creatures of God. So I think Adrian probably is going to disagree with this. I don't know.
Is he saying more like we should feel sorry for them?
I mean, like, deal. I don't know.
I mean, you can try, but it won't have any effect either way.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, if let's say some guy comes and steals my wife away and she runs off and they get married and I have legitimate reason to be hateful. I mean, I'm really, really angry with this guy, but I still have to love him. Yeah. I mean, you know, like as a child of God, I have to love him.
Yeah. And,
you know, I mean, but I hate his actions. I hate what he did. I hate, you know, that the impact it had on our family, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adrian, as you predicted, says, I'm going to say no. We can't have charity to demons and shouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
But also he's sympathizing with me being gaslighted over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I don't know.
He's sympathizing with you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a rough show, isn't it?
I'm never coming back. I'm going to go back to Scandinavia.
To have charity, but you can't realistically will any good for the demon because you don't have the ability to do anything good for them. They already decided and they've already sealed their fate. You can't really affect them.
Isn't there something in Scripture saying love your enemies? Just saying.
But love your enemies in hell.
Is Satan our enemy? I mean, he is the enemy. He's defined in Scripture as the enemy. And it also says we must love our enemies.
This is just to make him even more mad.
Where's the mic that I can drop?
Please don't drop one of these mics. Kent will be very mad. Like, I do not need to get that.
Yeah, so
He's like, you let Dave do what?
I'd like to know what I mean. Seriously, I'm not trying to be provocative, but I think Scripture says we got to love our enemies, and Satan is our enemy. So
yeah, Satan is our enemy, but you also can't will anything really good to him because it won't really do anything for him. He won't change.
Doesn't do any good.
It doesn't do any good at all.
Right, to love him, yeah. But do you love somebody only because you're going to change them? I mean, like, do I say in that situation with the guy who stole my wife, do I say I love him because I think it's going to change the situation, or do I just love him because he's a child of God?
Wasn't to love to will the good of another?
Yeah.
So, but how can you will the good of Satan?
How can you will the good of Satan if it's not going to do...
If it can't, if nothing could happen.
If nothing's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, that might be Adrian's point, too.
To will his good or ill.
It's the gray
Adrian
area.
says he's going to call in.
Oh, yeah!
Where are you going to call her? Wow. Okay, well, let me move on, and then we'll get Adrian's call. Diane, you're on alert. You're going to get a call. Diane is awakened from her slumber. Okay, so is hatred of our neighbor the most grievous of sin? Okay, we talked about that. Is hatred a capital sin? You know, this is really interesting. Okay, because anger is a capital sin. It's one of the 7 deadly sins, right? Yeah. So why is hatred not a capital sin if it's worse? And even after
it was so big it couldn't make the list.
Well, it is top 3 sins. So,
I was gonna say, like, it's on a special extra list.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me. This is kind of a short explanation. Tell me if it makes any sense. Maybe Adrian can jump in on this as well. Okay. That which first and foremost is most natural to man is the love of what is good, and especially the love of divine good and his neighbor's good. Okay, that makes sense. Wherefore, hatred, which is opposed to this love, is not the first, but the last thing in the downfall of virtue resulting from vice. Therefore, it's not a capital vice. See, the capital sins are sins that a lot of other sins flow from. You know, so like when you're angry, you'll probably do a lot of other bad stuff. You know, you might attack somebody. You might, you know, when you're, I mean, I know personally, when I'm angry, I make really bad decisions. But I guess they're saying hatred is kind of like way down the line. Like it's like
it's a product of anger.
Yeah.
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hatred, and so Star Wars reference.
Yes. I like it.
It's an effect of the capital sins. It is not one of those.
Yeah.
Capital sins are a cause
of hatred. Yeah.
of hate. No,
it's the end
the
of
capital sins cause hatred and other sins to occur, and hatred is sort of the gravest one that you can have.
Yeah, I think that's probably about right. Boy, you brought your A game today, Daniel.
Yeah.
All right, Adrian joins us on the phone.
Whoop, whoop.
Adrian.
Good morning. Or actually, it's afternoon. Good afternoon.
Remember the time you were on that live remote and the very first thing you
the
said?
very first thing I said at 9 a.m. was,
man.
"Good afternoon, everybody."
Yeah. Boy, you guys are like on opposite spectrums.
Exactly.
Now, why in the world would Adrian have good morning in his mind? I mean, I can't think of one.
Right. right.
Anyways,
oh my goodness.
So okay, so you still are going to hold that we should not have any charity towards the demons, right?
I am. I'm going to hold that position, and I have a really good set contra.
Okay.
So my set contra is that according to the angelic doctor and the Tertia Pars, question 25, article 11, he says, "It is written, your league with death shall be abolished, and your covenant with hell shall not stand. Now the perfection of peace and covenant is through charity. Therefore, we ought not to have charity for the demons who live in hell, encompass death." He goes on and says, "As stated above, in the sinner, we are bound out of charity to love his nature, but to hate his sin. But the name of demon is given to designate a nature deformed by sin. Wherefore, demons should not be loved out of charity." And then he goes on from there. But that's from the Tertia Pars.
Wait, so Aquinas literally said that we can't have charity for demons?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
So you're saying it seems like a pretty clear-cut thing.
Suddenly, Jonathan's like, "My argument's gone."
Yeah, okay.
Well, no, I agree with Adrian. So.
Now, tell me where is that? You say Tertia Pars?
Tertia Pars, question 25, article 11.
Article. Wow, 11 articles. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
this
that
one's pretty
seems
intense.
pretty convincing, but I don't know. I thought there was something else. So that's 25.
He also says in the same in reply to objection 2, he also says we can't have charity for the souls that are already damned.
Yeah.
He said because in this life men who are in sin retain the possibility of obtaining everlasting happiness, not so those who are lost in hell, who in this respect are in the same case as the demons.
Mm-hmm. So, but not having charity and hating them would be two different things. We don't hate them, but we just don't have charity. Would that be true?
I think that's right. He doesn't say that here, and I think that's the distinction. But he says, so I think the idea is we can't hate them because of their essence, but we can't have charity for them because ultimately charity is willing their salvation, and they cannot have salvation, those who are already damned.
Yeah. It's like the best thing you can do here on earth to love somebody is to will their salvation. Yeah. And that's what we have this like great deficit of. It's like all these, just as use an example, like these politicians running around and supporting abortion. It's like the greatest love somebody could have is to correct them, right? Because we want their salvation. And if you leave them in their sin, then you're basically saying, I don't really care where you end up. But to your point, the demons are already, they are irrevocably damned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's
just
no...
as the souls in hell.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Interesting.
And Jesse on Facebook, by the way, said, "Isn't there no good at all in demons, so we're not obligated to show charity to them?" He agrees with Adrian.
There's no good in them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Other than in their nature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good. I mean, good.
Other than in their nature.
Yeah. They're good in their nature. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, thanks. I appreciate that. Did you hear the thing about the hatred being a capital sin? Why is anger one of the 7 deadly sins and not hatred, even though hatred's worse than anger? Did you hear that whole thing?
No, I missed the beginning of it. I heard the latter half of it, and I'm gonna have to go and look at that and see what Aquinas says about that, because that seems very interesting to me. I mean, it would seem as though hatred is a greater sin than anger, man, and it seems to me that anger comes from hatred. There might be just a difference in how Aquinas is defining anger here, but I'm not entirely certain what why that's the case. I never really thought about it until you said it, but that's very interesting.
Yeah, okay. Hey, well, thanks for calling in. Appreciate it. And
Absolutely.
looks like you're the most frequent commenter on at least the YouTube. So always appreciate you staying up with us. Somebody asked, Victor asked, did we start early today? Yes.
I answered him. Yeah. So for everyone who's watching, we usually were at 2 p.m. Oh my gosh, my brain's already.
Yeah.
It was 2 p.m., but we've moved it back to 1 p.m. because of our new show, A Life Lived
Didn't
Joyfully.
we used to be at 4?
We were at one point in time at 4. Yes, we are the revolving show.
We're on our way to taking over CDT.
We're Roman Catholics, Dave.
No, we're going to be taking over CDT.
Yeah,
I mean,
basically. Eventually, we're going to cover your slot. So because of our new show.
I can't wait.
Actually, I do not want to get up that early, so
we just keep drifting. But no,
But just to like shout out our new show, A Life Lived Joyfully, that's the reason why we moved, is because it starts at 3 p.m. and our producer here in Dallas runs that show, and so we shared studio spaces 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. a little too close to each other.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Adrian. Always good to hear from you.
God bless you.
Appreciate it very much. All right, real quickly, because we are certainly running out of time here. The next one, question 46, anger. Is the object of anger good or evil?
It depends.
Yeah, it can be either.
Let's see. That's my halfway answer. It depends.
Let's see.
Could be.
When a man is angry, he wishes to be avenged on someone. Hence, the movement of anger has a twofold tendency: to vengeance itself, which it desires and hopes as being a good. Okay, wherefore it takes pleasure in it, and to the person to whom he seeks vengeance as to something contrary and hurtful, which bears the character of evil. Okay, I saw this video of you've seen these things where like a horrible thing, like a child gets killed and the defendant is in the courtroom and the father will like attack him in the courtroom. Have you ever seen those videos where they just get so upset? And I can understand. I mean, but so that's like the vengeance is a desire for justice, right? The vengeance is that this guy did something to my child and he should be punished, right? And he's not patient enough to wait for the law to do it,
right?
So that's an inclination to the good, okay? But then obviously he doesn't desire good for the object, to the person whom he wants punishment. So you're absolutely right, Jonathan. It's kind of good and bad. Is that what you were getting at?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay.
It could be either way.
Okay, so what's more grievous, anger or hatred? We already kind of went over that, didn't we?
Yeah, anger.
No.
Hatred.
No, what? Oh, no. I was thinking of the...
Jonathan's just confused now.
Hatred's worse.
Yeah,
because you wish evil upon somebody.
Yeah, I was thinking about the capital sin thing you're talking about.
It's like disciplining a child. Every time I believe this is correct, I discipline my child, I do it out of love, even though I'm angry, right? But but if I hated my child and disciplined him, then that would just be I'm just being a jerk. Right. Okay. So real quickly, is it lawful to be angry? Last slide here. Can you be angry? Yes, of course. Is angry a sin? Sometimes. Is all anger a mortal sin? Clearly not.
No.
Is anger the most grievous sin? Well, we already said the 3 most grievous are. Okay. Whether anger should be reckoned among the capital vices. We already talked about that. Whether there's a vice. Okay, this is kind of cool. Whether there is a vice opposed to anger resulting from a lack of anger.
Wait, if
Whether
there's a vice opposed to anger.
I'm sorry. I need a moment here. I thought I got it, and then I was like, no, I don't have it.
Whoa.
Wait.
So you're not angry.
Is it a sin?
Being not angry to the point of being sinful.
So like if you're so passive on something, like maybe towards a sin or something like that, is that what it's kind of alluding towards?
Yeah, they actually use
like abortion. If you weren't upset about abortion,
well, yeah, like the examples I've used some pretty.
It would be a lack of justice.
So like empathy. No, not empathy. Apathy.
Apathy. Yeah, apathy.
John Chrysostom says, anger, when it has a cause, is not anger but judgment. For anger, properly speaking, denotes a movement of passion, and when man is angry with reason, his anger is no longer from passion, wherefore he is said to judge, not to be angry. So yeah, basically, there's a word called taciturnity. You ever heard that word? And I think it's kind of like a inappropriate passiveness. Like in the case that I used where like a child gets killed or a man runs off with my wife, and I'm like, oh, really? Okay.
Well, too bad.
Well, let's, what's on TV? You know,
That's
that actually could be sinful.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
So not only is anger not always wrong, sometimes to not be angry is wrong. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Because it's not natural. It's not. It'd be kind of weird.
Yeah. Like if Dan just smacked me in the face and I was like, "Hey, cool." You know?
As per usual, the way that St. Thomas worded that confused me for a moment, but I got it
I love
now.
that reaction.
I got it now. guys.
You've had a tough hour, man.
I have had a tough hour. If you make fun of my trivia, I'm going to be very upset.
You see, I'm being really nice now. Okay, so all right. So I think it's time for us to transition into our next phase. Do you want to do the honors,
Yes.
Sissel?
For the first time in a while, we're going to give Dave Suma to think about, and he's going to give it right back, featuring Cecil, Jonathan, and Daniel.
Whoa, I like
Nice.
that. Wow, yeah.
The timing was
Unfortunately,
just...
I didn't bring any trivia.
Wow, so I got to take that back. I got to redo it and say
Wait.
featuring Cecil.
I
Well,
know.
aren't these trivia?
This fascinating
Oh
facts.
no, you can't take that low hanging fruit there, my friend. We're also kind of running out of time.
Okay,
So,
all right.
you want to go first?
Sure. Okay.
And I also made fun of Cecil's reliance on the
Yes,
Catholic
I
trivia.
got a
Reliance
book
on
that
the
my
book.
mother bought me.
Oh, ow, ouch. Okay.
It's all good.
Your mom bought you the book.
Yes, well, she bought not me specifically, but anyhow, it was in my house. Okay, so in honor of it being 4th of July weekend,
Oh yeah.
I decided to go with American Saints.
Oh,
was
nice.
my theme.
Boy, look
Well,
at you.
like,
I know.
all
Look at
three
I'm
of
even
them.
on theme, Dave.
I feel horrible making fun of you. Okay.
For my
so
trivia, I really
American
tried today,
Saints.
guys. About 10 minutes before the show started, I
Okay.
really tried.
Okay. What's
right.
general knowledge of American Saints among you
But
guys?
there
Do
are
you-
like three of them.
oh, there's more. than
Right.
Okay,
that.
there's more than 3.
So some
I don't
are
remember 3.
like born in America.
Yeah, so
but-
I would just like to. I was
I
gonna
see.
say right
Like-
now before I have anyone coming at me
Is it
here.
born in America?
So what I'm doing is I'm doing saints that were significant in their lifetime in America. Some of them were born in America, and some of them weren't. But I'm gonna tell you all name 6 American saints.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, with that basis, they're not all born in America. Some of them are. You think I know where I'm going with this?
Well, no,
Oh.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I'm gonna have you all. And Dave, since you have a paper, I'm gonna let you be the one to write them down. Put them in the order you think they were canonized in.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so this isn't. Can I
America?
guess who they are?
Oh, feel free to if you want to try to guess the 6 that I have on my list. Some of them
Okay.
are really big names. A couple of them are a little less.
Which America? United States?
Or the Americas.
North America? Or
This is
the
I'm
whole
mostly
Americas?
North America. I think all of these were North American.
Okay,
Some of
well,
them might have been a little bit of both, but mostly
Oh, you know what?
North
Okay,
America.
definitely St. Elizabeth Ann Seton.
yes,
Catherine
Okay.
Drexel.
yes.
Can we do Fulton Sheen? Does he count yet?
He's not
He's not
canonized yet.
saved, yeah. Oh, Kateri Tekakwitha?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm really glad
What?
you pronounced it first.
Does Lady Guadalupe count because she's the patron of America?
Okay, no,
not
no, no,
America.
no.
Not America. Okay. Who's the one? Oh gosh. I know it.
Jacques Marquette. There's another
so there's
guy in
3 more
California.
American Saints. Let's see. Somebody's okay. So Victor said.
St. Elizabeth Ann Seton is one. Yep, he's right about
okay,
that.
He's right about that. Somebody's got to help a brother here.
There's 3 more. So
There's
3 more.
one
You've
guy
said, so
from
far you said St.
California.
Elizabeth Ann Seton, St. Kateri,
Oh, it'll be somewhere.
and Catherine Drexel.
Yeah.
So there's
yeah,
3 more.
Three more.
And these 3 are all pretty big
I
names.
know one. It's a
One of the
fe-
ones was that was attacked. Statue was attacked.
Oh.
Remember?
Oh, I heard about that.
Junipero Sarah.
Yes.
Sarah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. And then there's a female.
Another female.
And
Oh,
she,
yeah.
she wasn't born here, but she came over here. And,
Yes, it's Mother Cabrini. Mother Cabrini.
Cabrini. Okay.
Yeah.
Who?
Okay. And then
St. Francis Xavier Cabrini, to be
Okay.
exact. There's
Oh.
one more.
is it obscure?
I don't think so. No, I wouldn't say he's obscure.
He. Okay.
Your hint. St. John, and I don't always forget if this is Newman or Nauman. Which one?
Newman?
Yeah. St. John Newman.
It's Neumann. I think is the
okay.
pronunciation.
Yeah.
But, so I
If
always
it's the
forget.
same guy that the Newman Centers are named after.
No, there's
that's Cardinal Newman.
But there's 2 of them. It's not the same
there's
guy.
2
Yeah,
Newmans.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, I think this is not. Adrian can let me know.
Adrian's just the fact checker for
Adrian's
everything.
always like the.
And by the way, Victor also gets Saint Junipero. So.
Oh, okay.
congratulations.
Sarah. Yeah.
Okay, so those are your 6. So I need you to order them when you think who was
Wow.
canonized first. Yeah, it's last.
Canonized or lived?
Canonized. Canonized. I'm doing
Whoa,
canonized.
This is tough.
well, I thought because of the live
Okay.
thing, because they overlap and you know what I mean.
Well,
so I thought it was
Sarah clearly is the last. Because
Sarah?
he just got canonized.
all right.
Am I right?
I'm not giving you. If I give you the answer, you'll know all of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's an all or nothing. If you get one of them out of place, no, I'm joking. You get no points.
Cruel, Sissel.
So 6 places.
I'm going to say the first one was St. Elizabeth and Seton.
Well,
I think the second was Drexel. Wow. The third was Cabrini. Fourth was
Nauman. I was saying it wrong entirely.
Nauman.
Thanks, Adrian.
Okay. I'm going to say St. Elizabeth, Drexel, Cabrini, Nauman.
Okay, whoa, sorry. Start again.
Okay, St. Elizabeth and Seton, number one.
Is this your final answer? Do you all agree with this list?
I guess so. I mean,
All right.
I don't know anything about this.
Okay, so all right.
Trust me, young men.
All right.
I'm not saying I'm right.
All right. So do you want me to give you one by one if you're right or wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one.
St. Elizabeth and Seton.
Wrong.
oh, wow.
Okay, who was the first one? Drexel?
No, St. Francis Xavier Cabrini.
Oh, really?
So she was the first person who had an impact in America who's not born in America saint. And then St. Elizabeth, second one.
Okay. Oh.
St. Elizabeth and Seton is second.
So I was close.
Close, yeah.
Okay,
So
she's
have those,
number two.
Did you have those mixed up or who did you have for second?
I had Drexel.
No.
She's not
obviously.
even three?
No.
Newman?
Newman is three. Or
Okay.
Nauman, I should say.
Nauman,
Is
three.
Nauman.
Then Drexel.
Yes.
Okay, then Drexel, and then Kateri.
Yes.
And Sarah's last.
Yes.
So I got that right.
You got that right. So
okay.
you got a couple right.
All
You're good.
right. Anybody?
Anyone else? Now you've
guessing?
gotten some history.
Okay. All right.
Church.
So, all right.
Neumann.
So now,
okay.
Neumann.
Okay. This is.
I'm
okay,
sorry. Whatever it's supposed to be.
Now, so I must commend you. That was a really good trivia.
Oh, thank you. I didn't totally threaten him.
And I'm sorry for all the horrible things I said to you in the first half of the show.
I apologize to St. John if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, by the way.
Okay, so this, tying in with the theme today, is evil people in the Bible.
Dun, dun, dun,
so
dun. We should have had like dun, dun, dun,
we
dun,
might be
dun.
tempted to hate.
Yeah.
Or be angry at, okay? So
Judas.
And it starts off really easy,
Okay.
and they get progressively harder.
Fantastic.
So we're just naming off evil people?
So
no, he's gonna. I think. Are you gonna give us a situation?
I'm gonna give you a
prompt.
Gotcha.
A prompt. Okay. So and I will be keeping score. There's 11 of them total. Are y'all ready?
No.
Okay. Daniel, you ready? Okay, here we go. So you guys,
Yes, I'm ready.
You guys better jump in quickly because she is a former Protestant. Okay.
Yeah, she's dangerous.
This person betrayed Jesus.
Judas.
Okay.
I said it already before you even started.
I know. I'm telling you, the first ones are easy. Okay.
Okay.
The son of Adam and Eve who killed his
Seth.
brother.
Cain.
Cain.
Why did I say Seth? Why did I say Seth came out wrong?
All right.
Cain and Abel.
Jonathan.
Yes.
Yeah. See, you
That was
were
Sissel.
going for speed.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
It just.
You speed demon.
Why
you?
would Seth be the first son of Adam and Eve that came to my mind? I don't know.
Yeah. Well. Okay. So number 3, because it's starting to get a little bit harder, but not real hard. Okay. The famous king from the time
Herod.
of. Very good, Herod the
Nice,
Great.
very good.
Sissel falls
Very
behind.
good, Jonathan.
Something tells me Sissel's going to have a strong
All I
finish.
needed was
though.
famous
Yeah.
evil king.
Okay.
Yeah.
This person was married to Herod II, the son. Okay. And also falsely divorced him to marry his far viler brother Herod Antipas.
Is this
She is
Jezebel?
responsible for ordering the
That's the
murder
only-
of John the Baptist.
What's her name?
oh.
Is it begin with a J? No.
No.
Janine.
Let's see if anybody on
Hold on, what is
and
her
people on
name?
social media
What
land
is her name?
can remember I want the head of John the Baptist.
Yeah, no, I know exactly who you're talking
By the way,
about.
this is the
That's
fourth.
Herod's
It's
daughter?
Oh, Victor got it.
Victor?
Herodias.
Herodias.
Yes.
Good job, Victor.
All right, Victor is in
That was a completely different
the
person.
hunt. Okay, so he said Adrian said I lied. It's not Neumann. Oh wait,
It was Neumann.
Okay.
Well,
All right,
Adrian, thanks
here
a
we
lot.
go.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay, so Victor has 1, Jonathan has 2, Sissel has 1.
All right.
Wow,
yeah, that's
Sissel.
fine. Hey,
I'm beating you in
Okay.
Bible
I'm
trivia.
just, you know what?
Here we
I was
go.
like, I'm gonna coast.
Okay, Israel's first king who attempted to kill
David.
Saul.
No, hold on. Wait,
wait.
hang on.
Wait, no, not
Did you say David?
Yeah, David.
No, Israel's first
First
king
king.
who attempted.
Saul.
Saul.
Daniel.
Yeah, Saul.
Okay,
Yay,
Saul.
Daniel's on the board.
Daniel's on the board. Let's see if the
Saul.
people out in social media land. they're
It
definitely,
goes Saul, David,
David.
Solomon.
Yeah. Okay. Here, and forgive my language here. I'm just reading from the internet.
Oh, dear.
She wasn't just a whore. She was a murderous person. Being a worshiper of Baal, she determined to convert her nation by marriage to the same religion. In order to do so, she killed many Jewish prophets, and she sacrificed babies to her god of stone to appease him.
Oh, my gosh.
The
What is
only
her
person
name?
I know from Old Testament that's a she this would be Jezebel.
You
I
got
know.
it, Daniel.
Oh,
wow. Daniel
Good job,
Daniel
Daniel.
has moved into a tie for the
Yeah.
lead. Wow. Tied with Jonathan. Okay.
Hey, all right. Remember we said we're going to be nice to Sissel today.
Nice.
Well, no, it's good that the expectations are so high for you.
Yes, exactly.
Right? Okay.
Which also means I have so much further to fall.
And the expectations are so low for me. That's like a miracle that I'm getting this high.
All right. See, remember, these are getting progressively harder, but as they get harder, Daniel seems to get better.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Here we go. Number 7 of 11. The son of Isaac and brother of Jacob, he held a grudge against his brother because of
Esau. No, Esau.
Esau. All right.
I was sitting there going
Sissel.
like, family. What is the name?
Okay, yeah. This is kind of nerve-wracking, isn't it?
Oh, now we're tied. Aren't we all tied?
Yeah, everybody's tied, yeah. So,
Stress.
Sissel has 2, Daniel has 2, Jonathan has 2, Victor has 1, okay?
I'm too competitive. This is not good.
Okay, and Victor got it, but when you're out there in social media land, it's hard.
It's hard.
Okay, here we go. Number 8. David's favorite son who led a revolt against his own
Joseph.
father.
Absalom. Absalom. Why does it
Daniel moves
his
into
names
the
just come
lead.
out of my mouth. It's like vomit. Absalom. He's the one who got, his hair
hanged.
Yeah, he got, hung. His hair hung
and then
him.
remember, David was like, "Oh,
He was hung by his
Absalom,
hair.
oh, Absalom."
This is why not to have the long dreads, man. He just got stuck in the tree.
Even when people wanted to kill David, he always, because it was his son, or like when Saul got killed, he mourned. I mean, David was a great guy. I was named after him, by the way. Okay. I'm not making any kind of. Okay, here we go. Daniel with 3, Jonathan with 2, Sissel with 2, Victor with 1. Okay, Jonathan, it's yours to lose.
Victor's on the board. I like this.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Number 9, the weak and greedy husband of Jezebel, who allowed Naboth to be murdered to possess his vineyard.
I'm thinking Hera for some reason.
The
That's
weak
not
No,
Hera.
it's a guy.
I'm gonna remember.
It's a guy.
It's
I thought you said white.
It's okay. I just said the completely wrong thing. I completely got
They didn't
confused.
have same-sex marriage back then.
Why not? Just ramble off names.
This is Victor's big opportunity.
Yeah.
This is Victor's big opportunity to get into the hunt here.
Wait, so you said it was the husband of Jezebel.
The husband of Jezebel.
No one remembers the husband. No, I'm joking.
Okay.
Jeroboam,
Nobody.
Jeroboam,
Okay.
other J names.
Other J. You think you're convinced it's a J name? Is that a J name?
No, it's Ahab.
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 Oi.
Okay.
Oi.
So nobody.
That we did not do well, guys.
Okay. Victor said I have no clue. Okay. Let's see. Okay. This is the last one. I had one twice. Okay. So here we go. Last one. Oh, this is a tiebreaker. Okay. And it's the hardest one. Let me see. Okay, because he didn't want to just kill one brother, he killed all 70 of his brothers. He murdered all but one of his brothers.
Oh my
After
gosh.
butchering his brothers, he was declared king in the Old Testament.
Oh my gosh, what's his name?
Okay, he killed 70 of his brothers.
Wow, you think that
First
would
off,
stick out
that's a
in the
very
memory
large
more?
family. First off,
Yeah. Probably homeschool family.
Oh yeah, definitely Catholic homeschool.
No, because there's a lot of kids. Not because they murdered each other. Okay.
wait. Does it begin with an A?
Yes. Okay, so this is it for the win. Sissel, this would be like the biggest comeback since Brady beat the Falcons in the Super Bowl.
Is it Ab something?
Is it Absalom?
No, Abimelech.
No.
Abimelech! Yes, for the win! Yes, Sissel, the grand
goodness.
How do you
comeback.
remember that? Oh yeah, Abimelech.
Abimelech. Well, I was thinking of name. Well, that's a pretty significant. 70 brothers.
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
forget that.
That's true.
I just couldn't. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Don't just
Yeah.
forget killing 70 brothers.
Hey, Victor had a pretty good guess there. Abathar. He came up with that.
Abathar?
I was thinking
Abimelech.
Abeloth. I almost said that, but that's still.
No, I also was thinking of what? Who did you say again? You said
Absalom.
No, she said Absalom. Yeah.
I did think of that for a second, but when he said it, it was wrong. I was
Yeah.
like,
Because then
Aboabim.
Abimelech?
Abimelech.
Okay. All right.
Why don't we name people these things anymore?
Abimelech.
Oh, I want to be
I don't think you want to
Abimelech.
name your kid after somebody that killed 70 of his siblings.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
But nobody names their kid
is
Absalom or
That's true.
yeah,
I got
Jedediah or
Jedediah.
okay. All right, I think that's going to do it. Thanks everybody for watching, participating. Good to see you. You guys coming back next week?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Daniel, maybe. Okay, Daniel, maybe.
Maybe.
If he had won, it would have been definite. But Sissel really got in his nerves today. All right, thanks Diane. Thanks everybody for watching. God bless you. See you next week.
Thanks for joining us for Back to the Father. And don't forget, the glory of God is the human person fully alive. If you have comments about the show, email Dave Palmer at grnonline.com.